I'm ready. Let's get shit done.
That's the motto when we do our brainstorm battle by sessions. I'm excited because we did your content partnership a couple weeks ago. It's almost a month already. That feels really
Oh,
crazy.
it was, yeah, it was weird when I was looking at it today. I was like, it's been that long?
Time flies when we're having fun. Part of your content partnership system that gets delivered is this brand voice guide so that you can have some consistency across your messaging, across your website, across your emails, across your posts going forward. And so today we have a landing page of yours that we're driving traffic to that we want to match this new brand that we've built. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
I'm so excited, y'all. Crystal's one of my OG clients. I just have to give you some background here. Crystal and I have been together for what feels like forever in the best way possible, and I can't imagine it any other way. And she's always the first one to raise her hand to anything that I'm doing. And so we all need those cheerleaders and those partners in our life. And so I appreciate you for that. And I'm just excited because these tastings have really taken off for you guys. This has been something
Yeah.
that you didn't originally think was going to be part of the business.
Yeah, it's a whole universe now.
Yes, I loved the email this week that was like, Liquor Crossor is expanding. We're going to be a whole brand, a whole vibe, and I love it. So I've got the screen share going just so people can follow along with us as we go. But part of this is this brand voice guide. And so I know that you and I have talked about this. You and I also both have a background in products. So we know the importance of knowing exactly who we're talking to. And so one of the things that I've built for you as part of your content partnership system is these target personas, and we have three of them.
Love them.
Yeah, love them. Shout out to Dom for naming them for us. That was
They're
fun. I would just show
spot
him the
on.
picture. I'd pick the picture based upon everything I knew about the profile, and then I would turn the laptop around and I'd be like, okay, Dom, I need you to name this person. And so that's how they got their names. It has their key concerns, it has quotes that would be coming from them and kind of common themes that are going on. And so this is what we will take to start building the landing page that you have for spirit tastings. Do you want to take a second, just kind of tell everyone about your spirit tastings and why these are the thing we're driving traffic to?
Yeah, so Liquor Connoisseur is about spirit reviews and education, and we feel tastings allow us to get more personal and get more word out about the education around spirits and providing those experiences that really help you to understand more about what it is you're drinking. We like to go behind the label and be transparent and do it in a fun way, and tastings are a great way to do that and get everyone around you to experience it as well. We'll tell you how it's made. We talk about the brands. We scale you from either lower proof to higher proof or from basic flavor to full flavor, just depending on what you choose.
You've done several of them in the last few months, some around corporate experiences. Companies everywhere are looking at how do we keep the culture strong? How do we keep people feel, bought into what we're doing here? And the pizza parties and the bowling nights just don't cut it anymore, right? Like people want a true experience. And so I love that you've been able to do that. And you even have some reviews on your LinkedIn from people who have experienced that in a corporate setting and how much they enjoyed it. But also, you're doing them for birthday parties
Yes.
and friendsgivings and get togethers. And like you said, like you're just truly delivering an experience. And so, one of the reasons I said to you I wanted to redo this page is as we worked on your content partnership, this is one of the main places we want to drive traffic. So we want to make sure that this matches and meets the level and quality that we put in your content. But second, I want this to really tell the story of the experience you're delivering. And right now it gives some information, but I don't think it's fully providing that experience. And that's what you guys are about. You know, I'm always here to make sure that everyone knows what Liquor Connoisseur is actually up to because I just think what you guys are doing is really wonderful. And I want to make sure that people have a chance to experience it.
We appreciate it.
All right, we've got your brand voice guide up. We've got the landing page. And next, we're going to get our fellow friend who helps us with everything in the world these days.
That's right. We had a lot of
Love
conversations this weekend.
Lovingly called Chuck in my world, but ChatGPT, we're going to get started. I will copy these prompts and put them in the show notes so that if anyone's deciding they want to go through and take a brand voice guide and build this out themselves, you'll have all of these available to you. So don't stress about trying to write them down. And also know that I just free flow these off the top of my mind. So I don't know what's about to come up. Crystal and I, we're doing this live. So Crystal and I are going to figure it out as we go together. But that is the power of this, right? This takes some of the overwhelm and the desire to be perfect out because this is an ongoing thing. I'm also going to see if I can do this without unplugging my microphone, which that in and of itself may be the miracle today. Okay, so let me move this so I can see you. I can see my window and we are ready to go. I'm going to put it as if I were you, okay, Crystal?
Okay.
All right. So I'm a founder of a liquor education business and I want to update my sales landing page. And I think this is important to call out. There's a difference between a home page, a sales landing page, an about page. And so we want Chuck to know here that we're driving sales. That's the whole point of this landing page. And we want to make it super easy for people who want to have a tasting to know how to say yes. So we're going to tell it I offer both virtual and in-person events. Okay. So following your brand voice guide, which we will attach, please update this page to speak directly to my target customers who are landing on this page from content. This is important too, that we're telling where people are coming from and what they're landing there on. You and I have not completely gone down the SEO route yet. That's something that we'll likely do just because we have some SEO experts inside the village. And so we'll have more resources to do that. But right now, when we think about anyone who's likely landing on that page, they either have met you in person at an event, and so you have driven them there, or they're finding you from your content and you're driving them there. So this is good background context for us to provide when we're asking for help using this brand voice guide, because knowing where someone's coming from lets you know what questions you need to answer when they land on this page, because we already know what level of education they had before they dropped there. If someone just found this on Google and plopped on it, we might have to put a little bit more information. But right now we know, 99% of the traffic that's landing on this is because you are specifically driving them there. So I'm going to go in here. I am going to take just all of this brand voice guide and copy it, including we've got your tone guidelines in here. We don't necessarily need content style guide because this is not for content, but I'm going to drop in everything else that we have, including our key messages. There we go. All right, so I'm going to start with this. I just want to see what it comes up with without us filling what information you already have on the landing page. And then once we get that back, let's see how much we want to tweak and change it. I feel like we need like Jeopardy music. Do, do, do.
Okay.
Ooh, already. I'm like, okay, yep. Right now on the landing page, we don't have a hook. And there's nothing wrong with building your landing page like this, except your entire brand is to deliver an experience. So when they land, they are looking for an experience on your website too. So we want to make sure that we're giving them that.
Yeah, right now it's all business.
Yes. Something I've worked really hard to break you out of.
Still a work in progress.
So I love, like, there is a hook on this page that's going to make you want to keep going, but then right away, who it's for, what it is, what about it. There's something I find interesting, right, is when I was doing your content, this pretentious or pretension word came up. And it's interesting, right, because I personally don't relate to that. I would not resonate with that word. But when we do think about your personas, they're looking if they fit in. They're looking to feel like they're educated and that they're not being left out of the conversations. So that might be a word you want to leave, but we can also try different ones. Right away, this next section here is setting them up to know. The way I like to call it is like self-identify. When I read that as someone who's on your site, can I read this and instantly know this is for me or it's not? And we know in particular Your audience are people who don't have refined palates yet. They're working on it. They hope to, but they don't have it yet. This is great because this is telling people you don't have to have it. We're going to give that to you. So that helps them self select. You just need the right guide. And you guys curse nearly as much as I do. So we could take this part out, right? But you just need a guide and a good experience. So now we've set it up of you don't have to show up with anything. We're going to do it for you. And here's the reason there's nothing wrong with you for not having a refined palate yet. No one has guided you and no one has given you the experience, but don't you worry, the liquor connoisseur will.
Tell me.
And I love this to finally get what people mean when they say they taste cherries and leather. That was one of the big things that came up when we were doing your customer discovery research, right? Was so many people were like, I just taste alcohol. I don't taste these notes and all these other things that people talk about. How do I get to that point? So right away here, we're telling them, whether it's for your team, with friends, or you yourself are just, finally trying to figure it out, you're in the right place. So if we think about, let's see if I can remember their names. Michelle, Tommy. Oh God, who is the third one?
Why am I
Tyler.
blinking? Yes, Tyler.
Michelle, Tommy, and Tyler. Like if you think about them, if either one of them landed, and this is what's going to be above the fold, that's like an instant yes. They are talking to me. They know exactly what I'm looking for, and that's what we want to happen on your landing
Because I'm
page.
gonna tell you right now, Tyler has all your allocated bottles, all your cool, expensive stuff, but doesn't have the palette yet.
We could even throw that in here somewhere, right? We'll see what else is on here, but there's ways that we can even pull some of those things in that you intimately know about them too. I would not recommend putting your target customers' names on here. We'll take those out. What we offer, so this will be a thing I think I'm going to go back and have ChatGPT redo and break this out more, kind of like you currently have on the landing page, where we can put on there like how to build these tastings. And I'm just going to give a caveat, y'all. If you want to do a tasting, you better hurry up and go book it, because if it's the last thing I do before I die, Crystal's going to raise these prices on these tastings. So you better hurry up and grab them while they're at the price that they are.
We'll have to.
We'll include the link in the show notes so you can get them. But trust me, she's in the village now, so she's going to hear me every day being like, did you update your landing page yet? Who this is for, this is really helpful because you are speaking to three pretty different personas. They have similar challenges. They have similar themes that we found across them, but they are in kind of all different spaces. So again, I would take their names out of here, but I would leave this description, because then when they start to read this, they know, again, you're speaking directly to them. And I think about Michelle. If she sees you're planning the party and you want to bring the wow, like that's going to be something that she'll actually comment on when she schedules that consultation, right? Like, why did you book with us? Oh, because I read your website and I saw this thing and it was an instant yes for me. Why people book with us. This is so important because these are the complaints that we saw when we did the customer discovery. Do you remember some of these
Oh
complaints?
yeah.
We're addressing it right out of the gate. And we're setting the liquor connoisseur apart from those who went to the tasting on the Disney cruise and they're like, I met cool people. The host was awful. We want, when you leave the liquor connoisseur experience, to be like, the hosts were incredible. The liquor was fantastic. The education was phenomenal. And I got to hang out with some cool ass people that I liked. That's the whole goal that we want to set the tone of on this page. The details, we'll have it go back and move these so that when we break out what we offer, we'll put the details with each one, because I like the way you have that now so people can like make a choice which is which for them. And then quotes, you already have some of these quotes, so we'll pull those in so we have social proof on there. The CTA is not published enough right now for me throughout it is on your page, not this updated one, for people to book their tasting or book their consultation, because that's the action we want them to take. So we just want that throughout the page so that at any point they're reading something and they're finally ready to say yes, then we want to make sure that we have that in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy what you have in here for breaking out the how we offer it. We're going to say this is a good start. Please. Oop, I can't type because y'all are watching me. Please update to include the services broken out similar to, but maintaining the new brand voice. Okay, copy for the free tasting consultation, copy for the virtual tasting, and the in-person tasting. So right away, the thing that's jumping out for me with this free tasting consultation is we want people to understand that this is to meet with you and get some feedback, but ultimately to drive them to a paid experience. We don't want this free consultation to be set up like you're going to give away the whole farm and then they just go off and have their party without you.
Yes.
I'm going to go through the rest of these while I'm doing that. Let's think about how else we want to talk about the consultation. Because right now, that's kind of how it's talked about on the site as well, is like, we're going to give you everything you need. And really, this is a information gathering session, and then you can make some suggestions on the call. But if they want a full customized flight for their virtual tasting or for their in-person, then that's what they're paying you to do.
No, I agree. The consultation should be more, okay, what's your base spirit? What's your budget for alcohol? What are notes that you like? What brands do you prefer?
Mm-hmm.
We also want to try to get them something new as well. We don't want to just give them their go-to.
Yeah, that's perfect. And the virtual ones, you are doing them live, right?
Yes. If I could pre-record,
Okay.
that would be perfect. But
One day. I just want to make sure that's right. So this is where like you would do a consultation, you guys would agree on a day and a time and that you were going to do the virtual tasting. And then part of moving into the paid engagement is you would curate what they're going to need to host this tasting at home. But then they would call you in, put you up on the TV. You would go through your regular tasting experience. It's just virtual. Okay. How does this language around the virtual spirit tasting land with you?
I like that without the pressure of a bar tab. That is the truth. Because these things can get expensive, but with that, if you've got friends, everybody chips in and you even have enough left over.
Yeah.
Do it again a few more times.
Or if you're doing it for your birthday party, you just tell your guests which bottles they have to bring.
Yes. And
And
there
that's
it
their
is.
gift to you.
Yeah. That's how you stock your bar.
That's right.
That's how you get here.
That's how you get a library.
No, this sounds good.
Okay. And then we've got the in person ones. Make it a night they'll talk about. I want to challenge you on limiting the city.
Hmm.
Because I think if the price is right, you will fly and go do this in person somewhere.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. So I think in here we can update this language to say you are based in Oklahoma City and Tulsa, but also can come to an event. I love this. Like, we'll show up, set up, and serve up. Like, that is something people will remember. People will hang on to that. And just in those, what is that? Like 8 words, maybe right away, you know, oh, this is like, I just get to show up and experience it. I don't need to do anything to have the experience myself or for my guest. And so I love that this is kind of how we're setting that tone of like, we're going to take care of it for you. We're going to build this experience. That's the night to remember. I mean, look at this from welcome to final pour. Like, that's great. I love
The
that.
handle the flow. That's awesome.
Curated. So I think that's great, right? Because that's a whole part of your experiences is that you guys know so much that once someone gives you a little bit of the vibe they're going for, like you said, what their normal brands are, what they normally enjoy, or what they're trying to accomplish with their guest, you guys can take that and run with it. So many people don't, right? We just kind of get stuck in our norm and we don't go beyond that. So this helps you get them out of their usual. Oh, there you go. Outside of that, let's talk travel. I love it.
Nice.
So I think we go back and get some edits on the consultation. But beyond that, how are you feeling?
I think it's good. I mean, I'd love to test it out and see what we get.
Okay. So let's ask for some updates on the consultation.
I better get this done soon because I've got some posts scheduled that talk about these tastings.
That's right. I wonder where you got those from.
Oh,
You got another library now. You have a content library and a liquor library.
yes.
And now
I
they get to go
love it.
hand in hand in building your business.
Yes, I gotta get library cards now.
Stop.
Some of this.
Library. That's what needs to go for the tasting cards, our library cards. Crystal,
Okay.
every time you and I get on the call, this is what happens. This is what
Library
happens
cards.
every single time we get on the call.
Yes, library cards. We had never figured out how we would do them. So yeah.
That's it, because we talked about doing leave behind tasting cards.
Hmm.
And I love, because what does every library card have? Property of this library. So now we're going to have property of the liquor connoisseur. So that way your brand is always there. And when people go back to add to it, guess whose brand is always top of mind?
Handy dandy notebook. Eventually, we'll offer a tasting notes journal. That's something me and Chuck have been working on as well.
I saw that in your list. Okay, here we go. This is better. So, not sure where to start. Let's talk. So it goes over more of like what you guys are going to talk about and that
Mhm.
you'll give some guidance, but most people are going to walk away saying, okay, I got it. Now I want to book a virtual event or I want to book an in-person event. Okay. I'm feeling good about this. How about you?
I'm a party dance. Some happy dance.
I'm here for a happy dance. So, what I'm going to do is I will copy and paste all this into a single doc for you. I'll put it in order that I think you should lay it out on the page, just so that way we think about from a consumer behavior. They're scrolling top to bottom. The very top is going to be the people who are instant yesers that go with their gut. They don't question it. Give them what they need so they can click and book their call and keep it moving. And then as we go down the page, it's the people who need more and more hand holding, more and more support, more and more convincing. And so we just give them more and more information as they go. And so that the whole time throughout, they have a chance to book their consultation call because that's what we want them to do. But also, we're going to give them any of the information that they might need to even decide. Because one thing that we should be considering too is having someone book a call is actually a very big step, right? Like, I mean, think about how we feel with like getting all the LinkedIn messages and everyone's like, oh, I just want to book a coffee chat. I'm like, I don't have 900 hours a day to be doing coffee chats. I got to think which ones I want to be on and which ones I don't. Same thing if you're asking potential clients to book a call with you. While it is a great way to build trust and get to know them, you don't want to be hopping on calls with just any and everyone, nor do you want to scare off people who need additional information and need to consume more before they decide to get on a call with you. So this will give a good chance for them to be able to do that. And then we can put just like your contact form at the bottom, which I think you already have, so that if someone gets to the bottom, yeah, it's there, and they're like, okay, I still have questions, I'm still not ready, then they know that there's a place for them to be able to send those questions and not feel like they have to talk to you if they're not quite ready for that. Okay. I'm going to hold you accountable, Crystal. When's this landing page going to be updated?
Let me think about the post I just made. Probably need to do it tomorrow.
Okay. Well, I will get you this doc tonight so you have it, and then you can get the updates on there. I don't think you're going to change the pricing yet. We're going to change this text first and see how it goes with people converting. So anyone listening, you'll get the new landing page. You'll get to see the real progress of our call today, but you'll still have a chance to book in before we do the next piece, which is make these things extremely valuable for you and for your customers.
Awesome.
Any questions, thoughts, anything you want to tell the people, Crystal?
Look now because I'm pretty sure prices are going to double or triple.
There you go. We'll use those bro marketing tactics if we have to, people. Not really. That's not how we play it in our world. But in all seriousness, I have seen firsthand the experience that you guys deliver. And so I feel very honored that I get to help bring that to the public and help more people see it. I really am truly excited to see how many more people get to experience it with you guys too.
Yeah, definitely. We believe drink to remember, not to forget. You know, we definitely want people to know they can have a positive relationship with alcohol.
It's born out of your passion. It's born out of a hobby for you. And that's one thing I think that, the entire liquor industry has latched onto you guys for that reason, because they see that it's genuine, it's true. you got into this because you wanted friends and family to know how to have a positive experience and to know what they were consuming. And now you get to spread that word with so many other people. And I think it's just such a beautiful mission and so glad I get to help support it.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. All of Crystal and the Liquor Connoisseur's links are in the show notes. If you are curious about a tasting and have questions, she is an open book. She's happy to help. So please reach out and connect with her. And I will make sure if you are interested in doing your content partnership and getting your brand book as a part of it, I will also have that link in there because Crystal can tell you while the content library is such a fun reward for doing the content partnership. I think the magic truly is in our kickoff call and the way we get to pull the real mission of your work, your brand out. And so, as many people as I can help reflect back how magical and great they are, then it's a win in everyone's book.
Yeah, definitely follow our LinkedIn and our Instagram because that's where that content is going to go. And please know, Gabby knew nothing at all about. You don't even drink,
I
so
don't. I do not drink alcohol. So this was, pushing me out of my comfort zone a little bit to be able to write about an industry I'm not a part of. But
and our call was only
oh,
30 minutes. Like we didn't.
actually, what's funny is after your call, I went through and changed everything. And I was like, oh, it's only going to need to be 30 minutes. So I changed the website. I changed the booking link. I changed all of that. And then my next three after that, I was like, oh, we needed the full 60 minutes. So now I switched it back. So it is up to 60 minutes if we need it.
Okay.
If we're done sooner, we're done sooner. But yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it was you and I've worked together for a while, so I knew a decent bit about your story, and you and I didn't have to do that like get comfortable and tell me who you really are kind of thing. I need to know, and your audience needs to know. Like, let's be real, it has nothing to do with me. It's just how I can create the caliber of content that I do. Crystal's feedback was like, you knew nothing about this industry and you crushed it. You said things that we haven't even been able to say, and it's because I'm getting that from you. I'm asking you about why you're doing this. I'm asking you about why you did this brand. We're talking about customers that you've had either paid or unpaid that just light you up for the work that you're doing and remind you of the impact you're making in this world. And, so many of us might put testimonials or quick things here and there in our content. We don't ever really take a step back and like look at ourselves and our brand in the way that we do on those kickoff calls. And so that really truly is the magic. And so I want to make sure that I have enough time to get that from everyone.
Keep it going. This is awesome.
I will get this to you tonight. I will be keeping in touch with you, looking for updates. And so, all of you listening, go check out Liquor. I'll also make sure that we have the link in there for you so you guys can just click and hop in there.